In this video, we're going to show you the optional step of caramelizing some of your Demerara sugar and making your root beer syrup with the Craft to Brew root beer kit. We're also going to be showing you how to use that syrup with some store-bought sparkling water to create instant root beer. Now we've already got our root beer tea made. The botanical's steeped, we've pulled that bag out, that's ready to go. So we're going to caramelize 1/3 cup of our Demerara sugar in order to add a deeper flavor and color to our root beer syrup. The remainder of that sugar will go in the next step. So let's measure out 1/3 cup of that sugar. And that's going to go into the bottom of the pan, and then we'll just shimmy that around to create an even layer on the bottom, and then add 2 tablespoons of water. Now that water may not entirely wet the sugar in there. That's okay, it's just enough water to get the process going. Then we're going to set that on a medium heat and bring it up to a simmer. Kind of steamy in here. It's been 5 minutes. We've turned our heat down to low. Now I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of water to this and immediately cover it. And then we're going to let it go for another 3 to 5 minutes. Just turned off the heat. It's been 3 minutes. We're going to open this up and give it a little bit of a stir to make sure there are no chunks or crystals in the bottom. If there are, just bring up the heat a little bit and stir to make sure all that gets combined. This looks pretty good though. It has turned into a nice dark thick syrup. All right, we're going to get that set aside for now, and it's time to mix everything together. So we're going to bring our root beer tea back up, get the heat going again, and bring that up to a simmer. Now that we're up to a simmer, we're going to add our sugar, our maltodextrin, our salt, and the syrup that we just made. We'll stir that to combine, and then we'll let that simmer for another 3 to 5 minutes. You may get little pockets of maltodextrin in there. It's okay to just press them against the side of your Dutch oven or your cook pot and smash them up so that way they will dissolve a little better. It's been about 4 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and cut the heat, and we're going to let this sit uncovered until it cools down to room temperature. That can take 30 minutes to an hour. Our syrup has come down to room temperature, so the only thing left to do is add 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Here we're going to be using homemade vanilla extract. 1 tablespoon, right in. And you want to give that just a quick stir to make sure everything is combined. And then we're going to be storing it in this 1-quart mason jar. But first, we're going to mix ourselves up a glass of homemade instant root beer. For this glass, I need just under a 1/2 cup of syrup. So that's going to go right in. And then this will go into our jar for storage, and it can be stored for about 6 weeks in your refrigerator. The dosage rate when mixing up your homemade root beer is a 3-to-1 ratio. That's 3 parts sparkling water, 1 part root beer syrup. And for this glass, that means about just shy of a 1/2 cup of root beer syrup and filling the rest of the glass up with store-bought sparkling water. The only thing left to do is top that off with some store-bought sparkling water right into the glass on top of that root beer syrup. Doing the syrup this way with the caramelized Demerara sugar creates a deeper, richer, darker root beer than using syrup that hasn't had that caramelized sugar in it. All those wonderful root beer botanicals play really well together. It's got an earthy, minty, warm spice kind of flavor, but it's also incredibly refreshing. And as you can see, it holds a nice head on it, just like an old school classic soda fountain root beer. I hope you enjoyed this quick video. Please consider subscribing if you found this content helpful. That way you don't miss any of our future videos. Until next time, happy brewing.